Hello, I'm Simulated Erk, and welcome back. Welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. We are in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And I need to find a rest stop. So let's go to our map.
Ready to roll.
Ready to rock, Skynet? Alright, let's go. Now, we've just made a delivery. We're in our Scania. So we're in our Pepsi Scania. And I've just made a delivery. I was thinking about taking another job. But then again, I do need to rest urgently. There is a rest area 5 kilometres away. So it's Tuesday night, about 20 past 11 in the evening.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
So we're going to go through 2 gates. Alright, so let's go for a rest and then we'll make our decision about where we're going after that, depending on what's available. So in Euro Truck Sim,
To turn left.
thank you Skynet, I could elect
Turn left.
I could elect to sleep anywhere that I like, but it will only register if it is a proper sleeping area. Whereas in real life, I could sleep anywhere I want. But I have to only do it in a rest area here. So we're basically at the Europort, which is in the port of Rotterdam.
Get ready to turn left.
Hang on. See, there's a parking area there for cars, but it's not a truck area. So I can't park there. I can and will park here. That is the reversing alarm. I can't recall it sounding like that before on a Scania.
Turn left.
It's alright, Skynet, we're here. Alright, you are getting some rest. Alright, it is 8:30 in the morning now. We have to decide on what we're going to do for a job. So we'll go Freight Market. And we're in Rotterdam. So we need one that is not a trailer. So that narrows it down somewhat. So we could go to Belfast. We could go to Dover. Yeah, so we could go to Belfast or Dover. Both of those will require a ferry, which we're basically at. So let's go to Belfast. And so this will take us, this ironically, will take us basically back. I think I could drive through there. Oh, here we go. So that's cool. Look at where we spent the night. My reversing has got better. Alright. So we're basically going back to where we made the last delivery, which I thought might have been the case. Oh, there's a train over there. That's cool. Have I got my train link fitting mods activated? I'll have to check. Oh, hang on, I turned left here.
Get ready to turn right.
Oh, BRTs, big red trucks. Just excuse me for a moment. Alright. Alright, here we go. We've got plenty of fuel on board, so we won't worry about that.
Right. Turn right.
Alright.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Alright, here we are. Thank you. Looks like an oil refinery. Good chance of seeing it in the daytime compared to getting here very late last night.
This is where it ends.
freight market. We are off to Belfast. We'll take.
Time to hit the road.
All right, there's our load. It's all right, buddy, not going. Well, we're almost there. I can see one of the witches' hats. But we're too far over. All right.
Drive safe.
All right, here we are. So here we are with our Pepsi truck ready to go. That's better. Good morning from Rotterdam. All right. So looking at our load, I think that's how they spell kerosene in Danish. We're off to Belfast. So we're about to go for a ride on the ferry. It is Wednesday morning, just after 9 AM local time. We have 45 and a half hours left in our window. Our next rest stop is in 10 and a half hours.
To turn right.
Or that will get affected by the ferry ride. 1,149 kilometres, or just under 24 hours including the ferry ride. If we could drive through all at once, which we can't, it is, our ETA is Wednesday morning just before 9 AM. Now we know that's not going to happen. So I'm in my Scania Pepsi truck. Oh, does it want it on or
Go
off?
straight on.
I can never tell with these headline offences. So we've got a very short drive to the ferry terminal.
And then turn right. Turn right.
Alright, so here we are on the wharf in the Europort.
Rerouting. Never mind. I'll find a new route.
It's alright, Skynet, we're here. At the ferry terminal, at least. Alright, so we're going to Hull. Oh, we could go straight through, that's cool. So this will be the last episode of Euro Truck Simulator in this current batch. When we get to England, this will become part of the UK Truck Simulator series, which is a new series, but you're quite welcome, European watchers, to stay on and see this delivery get made. Now I have taken out all of my the green markers that you normally see, which isn't actually good in this situation. Because I'm not exactly sure where I'm supposed to go. I'll just wait for the marker to come up, which I think I've driven over, but it hasn't popped up. Timber turtle. Ah, here we go. Destinations. We need to go to Hull. 11 hours. Where's the other one? No, we need to go to Hull. Much better. So, 9:30 a.m. Wednesday. 11 hours travel time.
Recomputing. Okay, let's find a new route.
Alright, please drive on the left-hand side of the road. Yes, I need to remember that. So, welcome to Hull. Welcome to our UK Truck Simulator watchers for the first time from this particular episode. We are completing a delivery to Belfast.
Turn right. Turn right.
Thank you, Skynet. We are getting ready to... oh, really? I was over the line, I think. Alright, so... we've just come from Rotterdam. It's almost 9 PM on Wednesday now. We have 775 kilometres to go. 12 and a half hours of driving. If we could drive all the way through, which we can't, our estimated time of arrival will be 9:15. Hello, fire truck. 9:15 Thursday morning. Now, of course, we can't do that. Our next rest break is in just under 11 hours.
Take the first exit.
We've got 9 tonnes of kerosene on board.
Exit now.
So we've got almost 34 hours in our job window. Our next rest stop is just under 11 hours. Oh, we're just going to be just short. So, just under 11 hours for our next rest stop. 12 and a half hours for our destination. So, we're going to have to take a rest point at some stage. So, the key here... We'll continue to drive for a while. So we basically have to be off the road. So 2100. So we basically have to be off the road by about 9 AM. But we can manage that. So even if we drive to about 3 AM, so we can manage that a bit. Even if it's like 400 kilometres to go, we're going to have to take a rest at some stage or another. So we're going to have to wait and see how we go. Now, I am an Australian. So I think metric, so I haven't changed everything over to miles per hour instead of kilometres per hour. So everything that you see on the screen is in kilometres per hour. So our speed limit's still 80, so that's exactly the same as it was in Europe, as it turns out. So even if we drive until about 3 or 4 o'clock, let's sort of go from there. After this delivery, I'll be starting my... oh, so we're heading towards Sheffield. That's cool.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
So in other words, Skynet, oops, that's terrible negotiation of the roundabout.
Exit now.
So in other words, Skynet, turn right. So we're on the A15. We are using the ProMods map for Europe, which includes the UK. It has been quite some time since we've driven in the UK on Euro Truck Simulator. But I decided to start a new series which will be based in the UK. On our next episode,
Take the first exit.
Okay, Skynet, thank you. Turn left. So on our next episode,
Now.
we're going back and we're going to be setting up our own company in the UK. I'm currently using my Middle Eastern profile, which has given me a lot of trucks and that sort of stuff. But for the UK series, considering we're going to be basically starting a new series, I thought that I'd start from the ground up and go from there. If you like truck simulators, there's a wide range. There's a single truck simulator playlist on YouTube here. So you'll be able to see Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator, and then you'll be able to see the other maps that I've used as well, including Japan and Australia. So I get to drive in my home country on Truck Simulator thanks to the Outback Australia mod. There's lots of episodes being recorded and released. They're released on Tuesdays Australian time, with a couple of different episodes a week. Alright, let's pick the speed up. Not a lot to see at the moment, but my first thing is to get under 10 hours of driving time remaining for the rest of the delivery. Even if I make that about 8 hours or something like that, because I know I'm not going to do it in one. I'm not going to be able to do it in one shift. We will return to Euro Truck Simulator. There'll be another batch recorded soon. But I have recorded recently so much Truck Simulator content. It initially was going to be during the month of January. It's now halfway through February and I'm still going. I have other commitments during the Australian winter, so I won't be recording as many episodes. But while I've got basically the summer to myself outside the day job, Sheffield.
Go straight on.
I've been to Sheffield, it was nice. Actually, we're not going to Sheffield, we're heading towards Newcastle, which is ironic because in Australia, I live in Newcastle. But the funny thing about that, it's amazing. Every Facebook, every community seems to have their own Facebook communities on Facebook. Of course, where else would they have Facebook communities but on Facebook? We could actually... got ripped off for a second. Thought I could do 97 kilometers an hour, and then it says, no, you're a truck, you're only doing 80. So it's amazing on these Facebook groups how many times people get confused between English Newcastle upon Tyne, and Australian Newcastle. 3 hours or 2.5 hours north of Sydney. But it's amazing how often you get confused, how often people get confused and post on the wrong groups. So they're like, we have, let's say we've got an event coming up, and it's a place that I haven't heard of. So I'm thinking, okay, it's a place I haven't heard of. I've only been living in Newcastle for approaching 4 years. And, there's new places coming and going all the time, so I don't know everywhere in town. And then I look into it, Oh, we can do 97. Sweet. I don't have to do 80. You know, let's have a look. Let's have a look at this place. You know, what's it advertising? You know, where is it? All that sort of stuff. So you could get some clues. You know, sometimes it's a street you've never heard of. You know, oh, that's not a street in Newcastle or surrounding suburbs. That's Newcastle upon Tyne. If it mentions, like for instance, if it's a gig, you know, live music or something like that, it'll mention that the entry fee is in pounds. That's another giveaway. They may have a UK email address, a .uk email address, or the phone number might not be in the Australian format, so that's like,
And then exit left.
so that's like, oh, that's not
Exit.
my Newcastle, that's the other Newcastle. So it's quite ironic sometimes. You know, some groups are really descriptive in their titles. It'll have Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, which is city, then the state, then the country. Really good. Some people from the UK still join those groups, and then you get lots of calls of, wrong group, wrong country, this is not Newcastle upon Tyne, and I'm sure the reverse happens.
Take the second exit.
And I'm sure the same thing happens, you know, in the reverse direction as well.
Exit
Oh,
now.
gee, I've got the turning circle of the Titanic. But I'm not on a lead, so I'm not the, what was it, the Costa Concordia? That ship that that beached itself and the captain abandoned ship. I can't believe this is the best way. So yeah, it's funny. It's funny in those, you know, in those situations. Some people on the internet need to learn how to read. I saw a case. Now, the Daily Mail is a well-known UK publication and media outlet, etc. But they are posting, you know, a lot of Australian stories, and they've got an Australian branch, basically. So they post a lot of Australian stories. And it always seems to be that if somebody dies unexpectedly, in the comments, you know, it always seems to be in relation, someone always seems to mention, oh, that person was vaccinated, so they died, blah, 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 blah. Some people just need to read the story. But old mate this morning didn't need to read the article. The main thing about the story was in the headline, and he still didn't read it. Without being too graphic, and I didn't actually read the story myself, the headline was, Australian child dies in their sleep. So Facebook, of course, has different settings in it, and on pages and that sort of thing, to how you see it. You know, will you see everything, or will you see highlights, or most relevant, or most recent, or whatever? And so, keeping in mind the headline was, Australian child dies in their sleep, Old mate says, or he doesn't say, he puts a GIF, or a GIF if you want. Gee, this turning circle's not good. He puts in his comment the graphic, "Get well soon." And then he got absolutely roasted in the comments. Absolutely roasted in the comments saying, the child died. The child died. They're not going to get well soon. That sort of reminds me a few years ago. I think it was maybe when Prince died. But it was somebody of that magnitude. And a similar thing happened. Hello, Emos. Oh, no, it's not an Emos. It's a Winnebago. But it was a similar... But it was a similar thing, but it was a major celebrity. I think it was Prince. So the story went something like, and it was in the headline, Prince dies. And I always remember the comment. A lady named Joyce says, "I hope Prince will be okay." And then there was lots of comments saying, "Oh, that's right. I remember seeing back when people used Twitter and it was a good place to be." Somebody had tweeted. Now, I don't know if I first saw it on Twitter, but I've definitely seen it a few times come up on Facebook, where someone tweeted a news story, "Prince has died," and a lady called Joyce says, "I hope Prince will be okay." And then the replies came in, "I'm sorry, Joyce, but Prince has died. He's not going to get any better." Now, I know I don't always read the articles, but I can read a headline, and if the headline says, "Prince is dead," he's not getting any better. Or when they say, Prince is dead, there'll be updates throughout the day. Prince is still dead. Yes, there might be some more news about how he died or whatever, but ultimately, Prince is dead. And that was just the example that I thought of, but it may have not even been Prince, but it was someone of his ilk, of his favoured celebrity, where Joyce expressed a desire for him to be okay. But unfortunately, Joyce, once you're dead, you're not going to be okay. So we are 2 a.m, approaching 2 a.m. We've got just under 9 hours to go, just under 500 kilometres to go, because I would drive 500 kilometres and I would drive 500 more just to be the man who drives 1,000 kilometres to deliver your freight. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Doesn't quite work. Alright. Oh, the north. Oh my god. The signs saying to Penrith. Now, interesting thing about that, I actually used to live in Penrith in New South Wales.
Turn right.
And it's interesting because in Australia, Penrith is very much in the west, not the north. Should we have, if we continue to go through there, we're 28 miles away. Should we have our rest stop if possible in Penrith? That'd be hilarious. We might do that. Because admittedly, I know there's not a lot to say at the moment. Driver Saskia with a good delivery, €14,000. From time to time, I'll mention my €15,770 driver lease. Well, great delivery. From time to time, I'll mention my fellow drivers and some of the deliveries that they make. On the European map, I've got driver Arthur, €11,000. In Germany, Sweden, Denmark, and the Netherlands, I've got depots. Plus various depots in the Middle East on this profile. But what I'll be doing on the next episode is starting the UK business from scratch. There have been a couple of episodes where I have already got businesses set up, but I have used those episodes for Truck Simulator UK content. But on the next episode, we will be going from scratch. Oh, I may have passed Penrith already. The next sign said to Carlisle. I love England, I love the UK. Been there a couple of times. We were going to Belfast, if I remember. Yeah, we're going to Belfast. One of the options that I had...
Go straight on.
Thank you, Skynet. One of the... Oops! Straight on. Wasn't expecting the lane to finish that soon. So we're on the M6. Wasn't expecting that lane to end. Love the UK, been over at England, Scotland, Ireland. That whole area, love it. Don't get over there as much as I should or could. Last time I was there was 10 years ago in 2014. We do have a rest stop coming up, which I'll be taking advantage of. Because I know it's not much fun if you can't see a lot. But we've got 7.5 hours to go in this delivery. And just over 400 kilometres to go. But we'll complete it on this episode. So half a mile to what the English call services. So that should include a rest stop.
Keep right, and then continue straight on.
Thank you, Skynet. So I should introduce my navigator. Thank you, Skynet. My navigator. When I first started on these truck simulators, voice navigation wasn't an option. And then I came back after not playing for a while, and it was an option. So I chose... now, her name's... I'm going for a sleep, Skynet. Her name is Sky with an E. From the UK. Oh, that's her voice, UK voice. And I call her Skynet because just like Skynet in Terminator 2, Skynet knows everything.
Finding a new route.
It's alright, Skynet, I'm going to sleep. So I've sort of personified her a little bit. And I use her on all my maps except for the American map, which I use Morgan Freeman. So I don't need fuel. Oh, it's an Esso, but we'll pull in, we'll get some fuel. Oh my god, an Esso. I remember Esso in Australia from when I was a child, and petrol was 45 cents a litre. When I was in year 4, in 4th grade. And I had an Esso across the road from my primary school. And petrol, this was before unleaded, this was in 1984. Unleaded came out, from memory in Australia, it started, parking lot, we'll park here. In Australia, unleaded petrol started coming out in 1986 from memory. So we're now resting. Alright, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Cool. So here we are. I didn't park very well. Actually, I might park a little bit better. There we go. So I think it was 1986 unleaded petrol was introduced into Australia. So it was called Super then, although they did change the branding at one stage to leaded. And in 1984, when I had an Esso across the road from my primary school, it was 45 cents a litre. Now, in 2024, oh my god, 40 years ago. So now for basic unleaded, it hovers around $2 a litre in Australia. Hovers around about $2 a litre. That's for basic unleaded, and then it goes up to premium. So it's high. It varies between about $1.70 and $2.30, depending on where they are in the discount cycle. You know, the Middle East blows up, or whatever random reason it seems to be, school holidays, that sort of thing, discount cycles. But between about $1.70 and $2.30 is ballpark for where we are 40 years later. And I remember for ages, I think this happened, it was after the year 2000. I want to say about 2005, 2006, or that could have been a bit later than that. Because in Australia we usually, at the time, expressed our fuel in cents per litre. So to use the example from 1984, 40 years ago, super or leaded petrol was 45 cents a litre. But now, as I just said, it's anywhere between $1.70 and $2.30 a litre. Now, in the early 2000s, our service station / oh, we're coming into Scotland now. Sweet. Hello, Scotland. Good morning.
Keep left and then exit left. Exit left.
So our gas station, service station, fuel station, whatever you want to call it, service station, it was all expressed in cents per litre. So there was two. Keep right. So there was 2 digits, then the decimal point, and then 1 digit. So the highest the signs could go up was 99.9 cents per litre. That's as high as it could go without needing to be changed. A lot of it was manual signage then, but electronic signage had only pretty much just started. This truck is a little all over the place. So for a while there, the price of fuel stayed probably artificially on 99.9 cents per litre, because without it being too messy, they couldn't show anything above.
Take the second exit.
They couldn't show anything above 99.9 cents.
Exit now.
I'm trying Skynet. This thing won't turn. I'm on full lock and it's taking forever. So it was probably artificial at 99.9 cents a litre for ages. But what that did, that gave the service stations time to update their signage. I think they would have managed okay at the pump themselves, but they do have to advertise the price at the on the service station signs, and that's a big factor of who goes to which particular service station. Oh gee, somebody, oh that's just shadow. I was thinking that was skid marks for a moment. That's just shadow. He didn't
Keep left.
keep left. Yeah, that's a bit deceptive, Skynet. So for ages, they kept it at 99.9 cents per litre until they updated the signage. But once they upgraded the signage, boy did it explode. But there was another thing as well. Apart from the signage couldn't display anything over 99.9 cents per litre, none of the major fuel companies wanted to be the first one to crack the dollar barrier. But once they did, it exploded after that.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
Yeah, it exploded after that. It just didn't go from 99.9 cents per litre to $1.01.
Exit now.
It well and truly exploded. And then it just obviously kept on going up from there. So the first time that it hit the first time it hit $1, and then once one did it, they all did it. Because nobody really wanted to be the first,
Go straight on.
but they also knew that they were doing themselves out of money. And then eventually somebody would have to pull the trigger. And then once one did, they all pretty much did. So we've got 5 hours to go in game time. We can drive all the way through. Thursday at just after 8:30 PM is our ETA. It's Thursday afternoon, just after 3:30 in the afternoon. 234 kilometres. Fuel won't be an issue. Fatigue won't be an issue. As we're coming to you from Scotland. Been to Edinburgh, been to Glasgow. It was interesting when I was in Glasgow. Half of Glasgow was blocked off because they were filming World War Z, or World War Z if you like, the Brad Pitt zombie movie. So half of it was, half of Glasgow downtown was blocked off. I remember talking to one of the staff on set there, and what they'd done, they had recreated an American town. I think it was somewhere in Pennsylvania. That I haven't actually seen the movie, which is actually something I probably should change. I'm not a massive fan of zombie movies. The most recent zombie movie I've probably seen is Shaun of the Dead, but that's also a comedy, so from the team who brought you Hot Fuzz. But it was actually cheaper and easier to bring all their production equipment and all their American vehicles and all that sort of stuff across to Glasgow, and less disruptive than to try and do it on location in the States. So I must actually watch that movie at some point. I think from memory too, it was the last day of location shooting. Now, because of the mod I've installed, there's not a lot of daylight left. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I think how it works, and I'll have to double check, I think how it works is it bases the sunrise and the sunset based on what would be happening at this time of year in wherever I am in Europe. So I'm in Scotland. It is February as I'm recording this, the middle of February, the 16th of February in fact. So even though it's summer in Australia when I'm recording this, you know, the tail end of summer, we're seeing what would be probably the actual sunset and sunrise in Europe in the northern winter. Because in vanilla Euro Truck Sim, it never went dark this early. Sometimes you'd be, 9 o'clock at night and it would only just be, it was like always summer. I think it does make it more realistic to have the different times, but yeah, it's really weird for me at the moment. In my real day job, I'm actually working early mornings, so most of the time lately I'm in bed by the time the sun goes down in Australia.
Get ready to turn right.
Get ready to turn right. Australia, is it?
Turn right.
Oh, now I'm in a terror. Oh, the light just changed. That's good. And I do love the staging amber light that you get before it goes green. I love that.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right.
So 3.5 hours to go down, 133 kilometres. I dare say it's going to be on this type of road until the end. So on the next episode, we'll go back to square one for the UK. Which will mean, thankfully for me, all the vehicles can be right-hand drive. And that's actually been an interesting challenge in Australia for the Australian map. The Australian map uses American Truck Simulator as its base. So all of the vehicles are obviously left-hand drive because they use the American trucks in American Truck Simulator as the base for the vanilla without any mods. I have a couple of right-hand drive trucks. Are we going on a ferry again? I didn't see this coming. Okay, this is interesting.
Turn left.
Because I didn't look over this side of the map when I took the job. Alright, over to the ferry. So I do have a couple of right-hand trucks because the problem with the right-hand trucks is that they're on Euro Truck Simulator, which is separate. I don't know how to convert a Euro truck over to an American truck where it actually works. It doesn't crash my game. So I do have a couple of right-hand trucks.
Never mind. I'll
It's alright, Skynet. But in the meantime, Japan Truck Simulator uses Euro Truck as its base. So all the European trucks are available and they have left-hand drive. Sorry, they have right-hand drive available. But the problem with Japan, the Japan map, is I like using smaller trucks if I can there. So the truck that I purchased, the Mercedes that you've seen on previous episodes, will be perfect for that because it's a lot smaller. Alright, so we're going onto the boat, onto the ferry.
recompute.
Oh, this is interesting. Have I taken a wrong turn somewhere?
Okay, let's find a new route.
It's alright, Skynet, I'll figure it out in a minute. Alright, that's definitely a ferry, but I can't get onto it. So what I might have to do... What I might have to do, straighten my wheel. Alright, let's get in the truck. Oh, I do have a bunk bed. we're doing the springy trampoline thing. Okay. Because I was just following the side of the ferry.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Oh, was I supposed to go up there? Now that doesn't make sense. That's definitely the only ferry that I could see. Alright, so what if I park in here, because I think... Well, that doesn't make any... Now that doesn't make any sense. Because everywhere else that you go, you basically drive straight on the ferry. 2 hours on the ferry?
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
That doesn't make sense, but here we are. Alright. $57 minutes. Drive on the left. We're in Northern Ireland. Now, I think I transited once through Belfast, if I remember. Wow, so that was interesting. Belfast, Londonderry. I know Londonderry. I know Londonderry, New South Wales. I used to live near Londonderry, New South Wales. I used to drive through there all the time. $50 minutes to go, Skynet.
Keep right, and then turn right.
I was lucky I paid attention to that ferry sign eventually.
Turn right.
We're on the A2. So while I'm here, I might as well tell you about the Australian map. Now, the Australian map is actually done by a guy in the Netherlands, Rob, who has never actually been to Australia. So that's quite interesting. So he's had to do all of his research remotely. So he's never been... He's never been to Australia, done all of his research online, but he's done a fantastic job recreating outback Queensland. Around the town of Charleville and surrounds. So it's real outback trucking. Map's under development.
Turn left.
Get ready to turn left. Okay, where am I turning left? Skynet up here.
Turn left.
So it's a really good map. As an Australian, I can barely fold it. Now, some of the things on there, are interesting because, for instance, in the real Charleville, which is, you know, well and truly inland from Brisbane, the state capital of Queensland, there's no truck dealers. There's no truck dealers in Charleville. So but obviously for Truck Simulator you've got to have truck dealers. Even though a lot of the people using mods, you still have to have truck dealers and that sort of thing. So the truck dealers are in unrealistic places, but they have to be somewhere on the map, and you can't put them too close together because that means that your quick jobs are very, very quick indeed for some reason. So you have to divide the map into zones. But it's a great map. Really enjoy it. It's even better now. I've got right-hand drive trucks.
Keep right.
Keep right. Hang on, I think I'm supposed to go up there, Skynet. That was...
Left.
it was a bit loud in the keep left. It's only because I saw the...
Exit now.
I saw the destination, so destination flag on there. Alright, so we're heading towards Belfast, and our destination is coming up.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
So just to recap, this is the last episode of Euro Truck Simulator in this current batch. There is a Truck Simulator playlist which features all of my truck simulators in the one playlist, and also each one individually. The next episode that I'll be recording will go back to the very start of my UK company and work our way up from there.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
That was good timing with the lights. Belfast discovered. We're turning left here, Skynet.
Nice ride.
Thank you, Skynet. It was a nice ride. Now I have taken out all my green markers, so that's a little bit inconvenient for a situation like this where I don't know where I'm going. I think it's here. Ah, there it is. Look for the manhole covers. Alright. Let's go. Kerosene delivered from Rotterdam to Belfast, 749 kilometres, 33 hours and 33 minutes, including loading, including 2 ferries. Base reward, proficiency bonus, long distance, high value, fragile and urgent delivery bonuses. Here we are. I have been Simulated Irk. You have been wonderful. See you next time on Simulated Irk. Wherever I see you, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Keep on trucking.